Hi friends, today we are going to discuss the science of drug use and addiction. First of all, we will discuss what is drug addiction. Addiction is defined as a chronic, relapsing disorder characterized by compulsive drug seeking, continued use despite harmful consequences, and long-lasting changes in the brain. It is considered both a complex brain disorder and a mental illness. Addiction is the most severe form of a full spectrum of substance use disorders and is a medical illness caused by repeated misuse of a substance or substances. Why study drug use and addiction? Use of and addiction to alcohol, nicotine, and illicit drugs cost the nation more than $740 billions a year related to healthcare, crime, and lost productivity. In 2016, drug overdoses killed over 63,000 people in America, while 88,000 died from excessive alcohol use. Tobacco is linked to an estimated 480,000 deaths per year. How are substance use disorders categorized? NIDA uses the term addiction to describe compulsive drug seeking despite negative consequences. However, addiction is not a specific diagnosis in the 5th edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. A diagnostic manual for clinicians that contains descriptions and symptoms of all mental disorders classified by the American Psychiatric Association. In 2013, APA updated the DSM, replacing the categories of substance abuse and substance dependence with a single category, substance use disorder, with 3 subclassifications: mild, moderate, and severe. The symptoms associated with the substance use disorder fall into 4 major groupings: impaired control, social impairment, risky use, and pharmacological criteria. The new DSM describes a problematic pattern of use of an intoxicating substance leading to clinically significant impairment of distress with 10 or 11 diagnostic criteria, depending on the substance, occurring within a 12-month period. Those who have 2 or 3 criteria are considered to have a mild disorder, 4 or 5 is considered moderate, and 6 or more symptoms severe. The diagnostic criteria are as follows. Number 1, the substance is often taken in larger amounts or over a longer period than was intended. Number 2, there is a persistent desire or unsuccessful effort to cut down or control use of the substance. Number 3, a great deal of time is spent in activities necessary to obtain the substance, use the substance, or recover from its effects. Number 4, craving or a strong desire or urge to use the substance occurs. Number 5, recurrent use of the substance results in a failure to fulfill major role obligations at work, school, or home. Number 6, use of the substance continues despite having persistent or recurrent social or interpersonal problems caused or exacerbated by the effects of its use. Number 7, important social, occupational, or recreational activities are given up or reduced because of use of the substance. Number 8, use of the substance is recurrent in situations in which it is physically hazardous. Number 9. Use of the substance is continued despite knowledge of having a persistent or recurrent physical or psychological problems that is likely to have been caused to exacerbated by the substance. Number 10. Tolerance as defined by either of the following: a need for markedly increased amounts of the substance to achieve intoxications or desired effects. A markedly diminished effect with continued use of the same amount of the substance. Number 11. Withdrawal as manifested by either of the following: the characteristic withdrawal syndrome for that substance as specified in the DSM for each substance, the use of a substance or a closely related substance to relieve or avoid withdrawal symptoms. How does NIDA use the terms drug use, misuse, and addiction? Drug use refers to any scope of use of illegal drugs. Heroin use, cocaine use, tobacco use. Drug misuse is used to distinguish improper or unhealthy use for use of a medication as prescribed or alcohol in moderation. These include the separated use of drugs to produce pleasure, alleviate stress, and or alter or avoid reality. It also includes using prescription drugs in ways other than prescribed or using someone else's prescription. Addiction refers to substance use disorders at the severe end of the spectrum and is characterized by a person's inability to control the impulse to use drugs even when there are negative consequences. These behavioral changes are also accompanied by changes in brain function, especially in the brain's natural inhibition and reward centers. NIDA's use of the term addiction corresponds roughly to the DSM definition of substance use disorder. The DSM does not use the term addiction. That's all. Thanks for watching my videos and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot.